Assalamu alaikum, this is me, Muhammad Luqman Khan. You're watching me right away from Yashal English House. I'm here today with another topic, and that is a speaking module. But before moving toward the topic, I hope that you all will be safe, and despite facing challenges in this tough circumstances, I hope that you all will be fine, healthy. And why did I decide to come online and to engage you guys in such kind of topics? I would say specifically in IELTS or spoken classes, spoken courses, I would say English spoken courses or any other professional courses. Well, today I'll be trying my level best to cover different kind of things as it is off due to ongoing political strikes in Pakistan. The situation is quite terrible here, and everyone will be safe and everyone will be at your homes. And this is how I'm here to record a lecture for you guys, and I would like to connect you guys for your time, because I would like to make your time precious as you are not here at Academy, but I'm trying my level best to engage you guys through online platform. That's why I'm using this online platform to engage you guys for your personal growth and for your, of course, for your future as well, because time is very much important. I would like to make your time precious. So this is why the situation is quite tough outside, and in this turbulent time, I'm trying my level best to cover the most important topics as we had decided to be covered inside the class. But unfortunately, due to political strikes, we are unable to continue the classes. So don't worry about that. It's era of technology. It's era of social media. That's why I'm here to engage you through online platforms. So what are you waiting for? Let's focus on the most important topic, and that is speaking module. So speaking module is optional. First of all, I would like to mention according to the exam point of view, right? And through exam point of view, if you see IELTS or TOEFL or language cert, or you can say Oxford, speaking is quite normal. Speaking is quite natural. Why is it natural? Why it should be natural? This is the question. I have been teaching English courses, including spoken courses, intermediate courses, advanced English courses, or if you take the case of specific courses like IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, language search, Duolingo, or any other professional courses. I have found that speaking should be natural, and it should be genuine when it comes to interacting with examiners or with people, we can say, or your teacher, or with your colleagues, or you can say with your friends or fellows. It should be very natural. It should not be cram. Like, for example, if someone gives you a task and tells you that you should cram this thing, you should just, memorize such kind of questions, and then when a person is going to ask you a question, and then you just cram, and then you just come up with memorized way of response, which is absolutely not a good job for your professional career. This is why I decided today to have some interaction on speaking. I would like to shed a light on it, because every cloud has a silver lining. But if something has happened to you, nothing gonna fixed. So this is how there's a famous and idiom which is quite simple, like don't try and don't cry over spilled milk. When something has happened to you, for example, if a person is appearing in IELTS, right? If examiner has asked different kind of questions and that person is done with the IELTS test, when that person is coming out from the room and said, oh my God, I had discussed this, I forgot this, I had to discuss this. This is how the thing is, that when you are done, so that done is not going to be fixed. So this is why I always emphasize on the fact, both in online classes or in physical classes. I always address the students that you need to be very much clear with your thoughts, clear with your ideas, be very much clear. For example, if you lack clarity in reading, so you should read first, because there is input and output. When you look at the books, you read different kind of vocabulary, you read different kind of style of writing, you read different kind of things. But when you want to speak, you want to bring clarity in your speaking, you need to interact with the people, because it's a very natural phenomena that you need to interact. I have seen so many people who are holding PhD degrees, MPhil degrees, they're MPhil scholars. But one thing they lack, for example, they do have knowledge, of course, no matter, they do have knowledge, but when it comes to interaction or for their presentation skills, so they are unable and they fail to convey their message in a simple way. This is how presentation skills, representation skills, and competence is important. So this is how it works, and this is how it is important. So today I have brought a topic, and that is IELTS speaking, right? So let's get back to the topic and let's focus on the IELTS speaking module. When we look at the IELTS speaking module, so we need to focus on such kind of tips like pronunciation, fluency, grammar, and vocabulary. So these things are very much important, like pronunciation, fluency, grammar, and vocabulary, and how you're going to improve your skills. Of course, we do have general skills. We do have different kind of skills when it comes to interaction. But when it comes to specific speaking, like for example, if a person is asking you a question in WH sense, like what, where, when, how, why, and description type. If I ask you a question, if students being asked by examiner that what's your qualification, student must know that what I'm supposed to answer, what the examiner is indirectly demanding. Got it? But in the same way, if examiner asks you a question that describe your qualification, so now this is quite different. Examiner is indirectly demanding that you have to just elaborate the question. Now, what exactly this question means to us. So this is the first thing in order to crack your speaking in part first, and that is you need to understand the question carefully. When you understand the question carefully, then nothing gonna be difficult for you, nothing gonna be quite challenging for you. You can easily tackle it, and you can easily perform your job well, because it's a speaking test. Examiner is just sitting there to observe your speaking skills, rather to observe your subjective knowledge. But this should be in your mind, of course. So let's focus on it. Like IELTS speaking is a face-to-face, of course, informal discussion within an IELTS examiner, and it's the same for both academic or general training. The test is divided into 3 parts and designed to test your pronunciation, fluency, grammar, and vocabulary. This is just how. But what we are supposed to focus in a short period of time, for example, if a student has like short time, so students should focus on pronunciation skill because it has marks, and fluency comes later, grammar should be there, vocabulary should be there. But if you have a time, you think that yes, I do have some basic knowledge about pronunciation, you need to focus on your pronunciation and style of your speaking, because when you talk about pronunciation, we can also talk about the accent, of course, and we can also have discussion about accuracy should be there, because for example, when you're talking and you're communicating with people, so there should be accuracy, there should be clarity. So as I mentioned earlier, that if you want to bring clarity in your speaking, you need to participate in discussion, in debates, in different kind of activities. Then you can develop your speaking skills. This is how the skill should be. IELTS speaking tips, like it's better to practice a little bit every day, of course. I have mentioned this. And for example, if you think that I haven't understood the question, then you need to ask question from examiner. There's no worry. You're there to present yourself. You can say, I'm sorry, could you please explain the topic, I didn't get it. So you can ask question, no problem at all. There is no worry if you're thinking that if you're unable to get the question, you can ask for once, but you're not supposed to ask for all the time. This should be in your mind as well. For example, if we look here at the tips of IELTS speaking, this is all about tips. You need to focus on do a 24-hour English warm-up. Like for example, it's like 10 to 15 minutes to warm up and perform to best of their ability to test, like just like an athlete. For example, if a person is going to gym and want to build their muscles, so when as soon they enter into the gym, what first they do? They just do warm up, like in order to stretch their bodies, in order to make their mind well, so what they are going to do next. So this is first warm-up activity is very much important. So speaking should be like an athlete, or things that you need to do warm-up each day before participating in such kind of discussion. So this should be the case, because in order to make your flow, and therefore you should speak, write, read, and listen to English for 24 hours before you IELTS speaking test. Your family and friends, as I mentioned, you should be very crazy in this case. For example, if people call you like you're a crazy, so you should be very much blessed for it. You should be grateful for that person. Like you're participating, you're making yourself crazy for such kind of things. So crazy people always get success. Remember one thing. So give full answer, like yes and no, not given satisfactory. Remember one thing, it's not a satisfactory response. When an IELTS teacher tells you that, do you like sports? You say, no, I don't like sports. Why did you say no? If you don't like this question, if you don't have any information about this question, or you think that no, I haven't participated yet, I don't like such kind of sports, I like something else, but at least you need to participate to the question itself. If you're not participating to the question, this means that you don't have language skills, and of course you are lacking some kind of knowledge, and you're unable to participate to the question. So examiner indirectly would assume about you that you're unable to communicate in language, because this is a language test. It's not a psychometric test. It's not a knowledgeable test. It's a test where you will be observed based on your abilities, how you're going to communicate with people or with the examiner in different scenarios. Like, let me just give you an overview. Like, there are 3 parts in I speaking, like part first, part 2, and part 3. Part first is introduction, part 2 is most important, cue card, which is a monologue activity, and part 3 is a cue card discussion, where you will be expecting examiner to ask you questions with the reference of your cue card. That would be quite based on abstract. For example, if we look for example, if you give a short answers, there's no way the examiner can know that how good you are at speaking. So correct your mistakes. For example, if you are making somehow mistakes, don't be nervous. It's okay. It's very normal. It's very common things. Even native speakers make mistakes. So you need to be very much conscious about yourself, but you need conscious efforts as well, because it's very important. This is actually the part first is, as I mentioned earlier, but for part first, you need to just be very much aware about your familiar topic. The topic will be about yourself, like everyday questions about your life, about your things, what you do, what you like, what you dislike, what you do in your free time, what are your hobbies, where is your hometown, what's your hometown, like what your hometown looks like. This is how the questions would be like about you. So in part first, questions always seems like simple, but yes, simple question in order to ask. If you're being asked by examiner and you think that yes, it's a very simple question, so remember one thing: you can tackle difficult question, but when a question asked in a way it seems very simple, then in order to organize your thoughts in order to answer such kind of questions, so it's a big, I think, obstacles for students, for every students. But if you have good skills at speaking, so definitely you can tackle it.